Okay, let's start seated. Or actually, you're welcome to lay on your back and bend your knees, feet on the floor. And if you don't know me, it's Lucy. It's described as Hatha Yoga, but I teach more Yin, which is similar. So we won't get hung up on the definition. So let's start just by landing here. And if you're seated, bringing length to your spine and the back of the neck. And if you're lying down, your knees are bent, arms resting comfortably alongside the body. And I'd just like you to bring your attention to the level of physical sensation by focusing on the sensation of touch, of pressure in your body and where it's making contact with the mat, the floor, or the chair. Just spend a moment here exploring these sensations. And now turning attention to the sensations of breathing, wherever they are most vivid for you. Perhaps the nostrils, the chest, the abdomen. Just bringing your attention here. Not needing to do anything in particular. You're not trying to change your breathing. Simply feeling what it's like to observe the breath. Attending to the breath. The in-breath, the out-breath. When the attention moves off the focus of the breath, you just notice when that happens and gently return the attention back. You're not controlling the breath in any way. Simply placing your attention on the physical sensations of breath. And then setting an intention for practice. Might be something you want to feel, let go of, create in your life. Just bringing that to your mind's eye. And if you're seated, I'm going to invite you to lie down on your mat. Knees are bent. Feet on the floor. And on an in-breath, I'd like you to bring your right knee into your chest and extend the left leg long. And it's more about lengthening through your low back than it is about bringing the right knee in. Just exploring that sensation. And then extending the right leg to the ceiling. Extending the right leg to the ceiling, interlacing your hands behind the right thigh. And lengthening the left leg long. On the in-breath, you're drawing the right thigh in closer to the chest. And on the out-breath, you're pushing the thigh out into the hands. Okay, keep both shoulders down. Keep the left thigh descending. Couple more in and out breaths. Just playing that push and pull, drawing the thigh in and pushing the thigh out into the hands. On the next exhale, release the leg. Place the right foot down, knee bent, and let the left knee bend as well. Just take a pause. And then on the in-breath, bring the left knee into the chest. More of an effort to extend through the low back than it is pulling the knee into the chest. So keep the low back extending and long. Go ahead, straighten the right leg. So straighten the right leg as well. Left leg extends to the ceiling, left heel reaching up. Right leg long. Right thigh descending. Drawing the left thigh in towards your chest as you press the thigh out into interlaced hands. And just exploring sensation here. Directing your attention to whatever sensations are present. And then on the exhale, release the hands. Place the left foot down. And bend the right knee up to meet it. On an in-breath, bring both knees into the chest. Draw the knees together, the feet together. So you're using your inner core muscles to squeeze the knees together. Relax the feet. And then on an in-breath, lift the head and the shoulders up towards the knees. And on the out-breath, release the head, the shoulders back down. So let's do two more of those. Inhaling, forehead, head, shoulders lifting, and then on the exhale breath, rolling down. Okay, linking the body and the breath, that's the mind-body connection. Inhale, up, good, and then exhale, release. Good. Let both feet come down, knees bent. And just taking a pause. Just attending to what is here. Stillness in the body, in the breath. That doesn't mean we stop breathing, but we just make the breath really soft. Then we create that stillness in the mind. On an in-breath, bring the right knee up towards the chest. And this time crossing the right ankle over the left thigh. You can take your right hand to the right knee and you're just gently guiding that right knee away from the chest. And you can press on it gently a few times. Okay, and then the option is to stay here or to lift the upper body up so that you're able to interlace both hands behind the left thigh. Okay, so behind the left thigh, yes. Okay, and then releasing the head and the shoulders back down. And just check to see that that left shoulder and the left knee, or the left knee is aiming towards the left shoulder. There's a tendency for the left knee to want to sickle in. So you're keeping that left shoulder and the left knee aligned. Both hips are down, shoulders relaxed. Back of the neck is broad. And as you draw that left knee in, think of guiding the right knee away from the chest. And the invitation is to stay here for 30 more seconds. The challenge is being able to hold this sensation and holding it in a manner where we're relaxed, tuned to the breath, not holding the breath, not adding any tension in the body, just being able to hold it here. And then go ahead and release, uncross the right ankle off the thigh, both knees down. And just take a pause. And then moving to the other side, the left knee comes in towards the chest. The left ankle crosses the right thigh just above the knee. Take the left hand to the left knee. You're just gently guiding that left knee away from the chest. And notice here what you're feeling. What's the sensation here? This side might feel different than the right side. So you're just noticing what is here. Okay. On an in-breath, lift up so that you can interlace your hands behind the right thigh. Yeah, so the left hand goes between the legs and it joins the right hand at the back of the right thigh. And then release the upper body back down. Check that the right knee is aimed to wrap towards the right shoulder. The hips are level. The shoulders are relaxed. Relaxing your body as much as you can while in this shape. 30 seconds. Inviting yourself to be here with ease. And that doesn't mean that there is no resistance or no sensation. You do want to find that challenge where you are feeling some resistance. And see if you can notice the sensations from the inside. And now let the physical sensation shift into the background, and in the foreground, let the breath come back into your awareness. Nice. Okay, on an exhale breath, uncross the left ankle and place the left foot down, both feet to the floor, knees are bent. Just feeling that rebound, that pause. Often the feeling that we get after the pose is even more powerful than the pose itself. Now let your knees come together so that you're knock-kneed, and then walk your feet out to mat's width. So the knees are still bent, but we let them drop together. Then we walk the feet away so that they're mat's width. We're just going to sort of windshield wiper the knees to the left and to the right. So keeping the feet wide, so don't let the feet come any closer. Let both knees drop to the right, all the way down. And then on the in-breath, the knees come up. And on the out-breath, the knees come to the other side. So I'd like you to do that as you pay attention. So it's not just this movement that we're doing unintentionally. You're really placing your awareness here in this movement. Okay? And then finish on the opposite side that you started. Come back up. Have the knees bent, feet on the floor, feet are hip width. And we're going to move into a side stretch. I'm going to take on a crescent banana shape lying down. So I'd like you to extend your legs so that you're lying totally supine, so lying on your back. Yeah. Sometimes I encourage people to scooch right over to the long right end of the mat if you have any concerns about moving off your actual mat, which you probably don't at home. It doesn't matter so much. But you could also scooch all the way to the right side of the mat in preparation for this shape. Okay, so we're going to move the upper body to the left. Now that might mean you want to bend your elbows, make these robot arms so that you're able to pick up the upper body and move it. Okay. So move the upper body without letting the right buttock lift. Yeah, the right buttock stays down, the hips stay down. Nice. And then reach the arms overhead. And the arm positions I'm going to offer are track one. I just take the left hand, so the left thumb and middle finger, and make a loop around the right wrist. And then you're using that left hand to pull the right arm up and over to the left. Okay. Track two would be to grab opposite elbows. So with the right fingertips, grab left elbow. With the left fingertips, you grab right. And then the next step is to move the lower body. So picking up the legs and moving the lower body. So from the hips down, move the lower legs, the lower body to the left. So both the upper body and lower body moving to the left without letting the hips and the buttocks move. So make sure that that right buttock is down. Nice. And we're going to spend another minute here. Okay, so we're affecting the fascia all the way down the outer right side of the body. You might even be feeling it up into the right armpit. And as long as you're feeling something here, you're doing the posture. As long as you're feeling something, you're not wanting to be rigid and gripping, because that would engage your muscles. We're actually wanting to hold the muscles relaxed, especially the part of the body that we're targeting. So try and be as relaxed as you can in the outer right side of the body. And noticing your reaction to being here. Where does the mind go when you're here in this shape? What about the breath? Anchor your attention in the physical sensations of the breath here. Entering and leaving your body. Now that might be in the nose or the mouth. Just allow the awareness to completely fill the body. And notice what you're feeling. Stretching. Is there any temperature to it? Hot, cold, stinging, throbbing. Try and allow yourself to feel this sensation without trying to change it. A couple more breaths. All right. And then go ahead and release the arms first. So just transition out of the posture, equally as important how we exit. Yeah, good. And now you might wish to bring the knees into the chest and just gently rock side to side on your sacrum, just to reset your back. And then release the knees, the feet to the floor. Release the feet to the floor. Straighten the legs. Scooch to the long left side of your mat. And we're going to do the posture. We're going to take this same banana shape. But this time we're going to be working the outer left sideline of the body. And you might want to try moving your legs first this time. So if whatever you find easier, some people find it easier to move the upper body, other people find it easier to move the lower body. It doesn't really matter as long as the hips, especially that left buttock, as long as that stays down. Good. And sometimes as an option, you could cross the outside ankle over the inner ankle as well. That can add a little bit more resistance, okay? And then again, the arm position, this time, if you're gonna take track one, you're gonna loop the right thumb and middle finger over the left wrist, and you're gonna pull ever so carefully to the right. Or track two, you could grab both elbows. You're feeling this sensation likely right up into the left armpit. So here we find the shape, then we settle into the shape. Find stillness. relaxing right down into the bones. Going deeper, just relaxing more into the posture. So bringing your body here to this posture where you feel moderate levels of sensation. So you're still allowing your muscles to relax within the experience here as you remain still. Suppose we're stretching ourselves here, not just physically, we're also stretching our mind, loosening the grip of how we hold ourselves. Being curious. Bringing that awareness to what you're feeling here. What is the sensation? Stretching, compression, tension. How would I rate it on a scale of 1 to 10? What would be the intensity? Is there any temperature to it? Just being really curious about it. Couple more breaths. And then on an exhale breath, inviting the arms to come back alongside the body. Moving the upper body back to center. Bring the legs back, bend the knees, feet on the floor. And just taking a pause. Bringing the attention back to the breath. Staying with the movement of the breath coming in and the breath going out. And when the attention moves off the breath to other sensations, or maybe to hearing sounds or thinking thoughts, so when you notice that, that is as much a part of the practice as is attending to the breath. It's noticing when the attention gets pulled away. Okay, stirrup pose. If you're not familiar with the pose, I'm going to show it. So we're going to take it lying on our back. It's also known as happy baby. And I'm going to bring my knees towards the chest, the knees as wide as the shoulders. And then I'm going to bring the heels up above the knees. My arms are going to thread through the inner legs, crossing the tops of the feet and grabbing the outer edges of the feet. Now, if you have longer legs and shorter arms, this is going to be a challenge. And if that's the case and you don't have the props that we would normally have, just hold behind the knees or grab your shins or grab your pant legs. As long as you're feeling some sensation here, a little bit of resistance, not pain. It's a challenging pose, so we're going to be here for 60 seconds. Keep the back of the neck broad. That might bring dropping the chin in. Place your awareness in the upper shoulder blades, the low back, knees wide. Notice if the ankles are coming in closer than the knees. See if you can just guide the heels so that they're above the knees. So through this yoga, we're fully inhabiting our bodies. We're taking up residence in our bodies and our minds, and that leads us to this simple presence, this quality of being open and aware. And then go ahead and release. Let go. Land the feet, knees bent, feet on the floor. And just being with the residue. Just being with the residue here of the posture. And then we're going to roll through the right side. From the right side, bring yourself up. And we're going to take hands and knees on the mat. So your wrists are under your shoulders. Your hips are above your knees. Your knees are hip width distance. Toes can be tucked under or tops of the feet flat. Yeah. Take a breath in. And then on the out breath, I'd like you to bring the chin towards the chest. Lift the belly, lift the pelvic floor. And round the upper back here. Nice. Okay, on the in breath, drop the belly. Okay, the tailbone moves back and up, so the pelvis is tilting. Pull the chest through, open the throat. And then exhale and move back the opposite way. Okay, so the eyes can be open or closed. Move to the rhythm of your own breath. So think about the symmetry of curve. Curve on the in-breath, curve on the out-breath. And just be mindful of the neck. So the head and the neck, an extension of the spine. So we just want to be mindful that we're not cranking the neck. Nice. Okay. And then finishing on the in-breath. And back to neutral on the out-breath. Okay. If the tops of the feet are flat on the floor, I'd like you to tuck your toes under. Bring the weight into the hands. Okay. Engage the belly and lift the hips up and back. into downward facing dog. So we're taking this upside down V shape. Upside down V, hips highest point. Feel free to bend the knees, walk it out, releasing right heel, left heel. So you're squeezing the elbows to straight here. So there's squeezing the elbows to straight, and you're pushing the palms forward and down. So imagine that you're trying to stretch your mat by pushing the mat forward and down. Okay, and then the biceps, the upper arms, think about them moving more towards the front of the mat. So there's this rotation in the arm bones, and the outer upper arms, the triceps are firming in. Nice. One more breath. Then on an inhale, rise to tippy toes. And on the exhale, bend the knees, drop the knees down. Tops of the feet to the floor. And then release the hips back to the heels for child's pose. So hips to heels, resting the upper belly, the lower belly, resting it on the thigh. Soft bend in the elbows so the shoulders can relax. Knees together or apart. Forehead down, and if the forehead isn't touching down, if it's floating, it can be hard on the neck. You might want to stack the palms or place something underneath it. And then just softening and letting go here, shifting from pushing and striving, just softening and letting go. In yoga, we're yoking together the many seemingly opposite parts of our being, the mind and the body, the inner and the outer. Activity with receptivity. And the yin and the yang. Most of the postures we've done today are yin, but then I invited you to take the down dog, which is much more of a muscularly engaged posture that would be more yang in nature. Spread through the low back here, cross the waistband area of your pants, there's a spreading. We're going to stretch the arms forward and look to your thumbs. Reach the head up, look to your thumbs on an inhale. Come back to hands and knees. Tuck the toes. Okay. Lift the hips up and back and downward facing dog. And just adjusting how close your hands are to your feet. But think of equal weight in hands and feet. Equal weight, right hand, left hand, right leg, left leg. Let the head really hang, let it hang. And then looking to the hands by lifting the gaze. The knees as soft as possible and walk the feet towards the hands. We're going to end up in a forward fold. So the upper body draped over the legs. Now look down at your feet. Okay, the feet in this style of a posture of yin yoga, the feet are more wider than they would be. So go ahead and walk the feet out almost as wide as the mat. And feel free to have the knees bent. So you're almost resting the belly on the thighs here. And then bend the knees enough so that you can actually get your hands to the floor. And that might mean just fingertips, or you might be able to get your palms to the floor. And then what I'd like you to do is bring the chin in towards the chest so that you can let the head hang. Really let the head hang heavy. Letting the head hang, let it hang long from within the root of the shoulders. Let go of any of that tension of having to hold the head up, the tension in the neck. Okay, and it might be available that you're able to now take the forearms, your lower arms, behind the knees and grab your wrists. And through the grabbing of the wrists or the forearms, use that action to squeeze the belly a little bit closer to the thighs. And then just thinking head down, hips up. And just being aware where your hips are in space. Are they behind the heels, above the heels? What happens if you shift the weight more into the toes? Just exploring what is here, not needing to change anything. Just noticing. Training the mind to be here in the present moment with the attention anchored in sensation. On an in-breath, bring the right hand to the right thigh and the left hand to the left thigh. Okay. Let the tip of the nose lead as you bring yourself all the way up to standing. Front of the mat, standing. Check your feet. I'd put them hip width apart. Gives you a little bit more of a stable base. Just allowing the arms to hang by the body. Feel the points of contact, big toe, pinky toe, center of heel, inner and outer ankles. Gently lifting the knees stacked over ankles, thigh bones stacked over knees, shoulders above hips. Lift the sternum from the inside. Eyes can be open or closed with palms facing forward on an in-breath. I'd like you to reach the arms out and up. Okay, reach the arms out and up. Press down to lift up. Okay, lifting the gaze, and perhaps the palms touch, maybe they don't. And then on the exhale, turn the palms to face away from each other and allow the exhale breath to bring the arms down. Nice. Two more. On the in-breath, okay, ride the breath all the way up as the arms rise. Touch the palms if possible. Exhale, turn the hands away from each other and allow the arms to come down. Nice. Maybe this time bend the knees a little bit and then really reach out and up. Reach up out of your waist. Look up, touch the palms. And then as you turn the hands inside out, this time we're going to tilt the pelvis over the thighs. And we're going to take that forward fold. Back to the forward fold. Let the hands touch down. And then walk the hands forward or the feet back. And you're back in that upside down V, the downward dog shape. Step your feet together in this downward dog shape. And on an in-breath, please reach the right leg up and back. And then inhale, look towards your hands, bring your shoulders above your wrists, bend your right knee, travel it under your chest, and step it forward. So we're in this runner's lunge position. Now go ahead and inch the left leg back. And I'd like you to press actively into your left toes as you squeeze the outer right hip in and draw the right hip crease back. Now place your left palm on the mat as if it was basically in the same horizontal line as the tips of the right toes. Okay, you're going to take your right arm up and open it to the right as you twist the ribs. The lower left rib cage, think about moving to the ceiling. And then on the exhale, take the right hand down, look forward, step forward with the left foot, back to the forward fold. And then take a halfway lift, lift the chin and the chest off the thighs. And then exhale, bow. On an inhale breath, sweep the arms out and up. Look up, touch the palms. And on the exhale, just bring those hands down through heart center. Tadasana, mountain pose. Arms alongside the body. We'll do the left side. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, forward fold. Uttanasana, bow over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, palms to the earth. Step the feet back, downward facing dog. Bring your feet together so the inner edges of the big toes touch in down dog. Then on an in-breath, rise the left leg up behind you. On the out-breath, look forward. Bring the shoulders above the wrists, bend the knee, travel it under the chest. Step it down. Check that you have hip-width distance between the outside edge of the left foot and the outside edge of the right. Press down into the right toes. Lift the inner right thigh slightly. Hug the outer left hip in. And then let the weight come down into the right palm as you sweep the left arm open to the left. Just exploring there. Keep that left hip crease moving back, right hip firming in. Think of the lower right ribs trying to turn up towards the ceiling. And then on the out breath, let the left hand come down. Step forward with the right leg, forward fold, bow. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, breath, press into the feet, sweep the arms out and up. And then on the exhale breath, allow the arms to come back down to the sides of the body. Just take a moment here to roll the shoulders up, back and down. Nice. Okay. And then we're going to come to kneeling on our mat. And then sitting back on your feet. And from here, I'd like you to bring your feet to the left as you sit down on your right buttock. Okay? And now bring the right shin forward so that it lines with the short edge of your mat. Okay? If you need a visual, I'm doing the posture. So my right shin lined up, horizontal line. I'm sitting on my right buttock, and then my left thigh basically extending from my left hip. So with a long belly, I'd like you to bring the upper body down over the right thigh. I'm just exploring what is there. Okay, we're going to hold this posture for 1 minute. Upper body heavy, elbows, forearms down. Now, if you felt, oh, I'm not really feeling much, you could think about bringing the upper body over towards the left side of the mat where the right foot is. So you could explore perhaps more sensation by guiding the upper body and the forearms more towards the left. But as long as you're feeling something, you're doing it. Watching the breath. And with that same awareness, start to press into the hands, lift up. And then scooch the left leg around. We're going to take the same shape other side. This time, left shin lines up with the front of the mat. Stand the right thigh from the right hip. I'm going to press into my fingertips to lift my buttocks, set them back down, and then with a long belly, I'm going to lay the upper body over the left thigh bone. And just exploring what is here. You want to feel some sensation, some resistance. That might mean that you have to experiment. So maybe you bring the upper body more to the right side of the mat where the left heel is. This side might feel quite different. Than the right side did. Not judging, you're just noticing. Noticing the position of the right knee. Thirty more seconds. Try and make the breath a little softer and a little longer. Just a little bit softer and a little bit longer. longer, softer. Just telling the body, the mind, that everything's okay. Perhaps allowing you to release a little deeper into this shape. And then take the last breath here. Use the fingertips to lift the upper body. Allow the weight into the left buttock. Swing the right leg forward. We'll take a forward fold, more yin style. That means softness in the knees. We're not forcing ourselves down. Just easing your way. Might even place the arms underneath the knees to bring the thighs up. And then I drop my head. Just exploring sensation here. And then on an in-breath, use the hands to bring the upper body up. Bend the knees, feet on the floor, scooch the hips forward so that you can comfortably make your way onto your back. Extend the legs. Extend the arms. And we'll take a few minutes. Final resting posture, corpse pose. Just allowing the arms to rest alongside the body. Tuck the shoulder blades under to lift the chest. Relax the fingers and the thumb. Relax the thighs. There's no need to hold any engagement in the legs. The toes just flop away from the heels. And release the hinge of the jaw. Let the tongue hang loose. Release any tension in the lips, teeth, chin. The brain pulling away from behind the forehead, moving to the back of the head. And the back of the head heavy to the floor. Soften at the temples. And broaden across the forehead. It's as if the eyes sink back into the skull. Soften the inner eyes and the outer eye. Nowhere to go. Nothing to do. Nowhere to go. No one to be. It is 5 o'clock. But please, if you have the time, just take more time for yourself here. If you'd like to make your way up to close the practice. We can do that together, seated. So may the awareness that you brought with you today, may that be with you in all areas of your life. Namaste.
Thank you, Lucy.
Thank you for practicing.
That was great. I could have laid there all night.
I think I'll be teaching on Monday
Okay.
at Hollyburn. I believe it's live. Just getting everything worked out. You can look online.
Okay.
So I hope to see you
At the club.
soon.
A little worried about
Bye.
that. Bye.
Thanks, Lucy.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.